This is the third game I played. I was white. It was a lone system against a guy named Noah. Fundamentally, the game was extremely unsound, and I should have lost, but it ended up working out. This is very similar London system with bishop g4. The only difference is there's c3 hasn't been played, and the really important move c5 hasn't been played. So he can never play c5, so I'm never really worried about e7. Really passive move there. But there's not really a better square. A lot of people will do this because basically right now white has an excellent white squared bishop, and I've also got controls over his dark spaces. So it's like you might as well just exchange this because the action is going to be around these white squares because these pawns aren't really moving anytime soon. Anyways, I get to play my bishop move, and I get to play a move which I don't often usually play because I'm not that adventurous, and this wasn't good either, but it wasn't the right order. E5 or E4 kind of pushing things open. He took, which doesn't stop anything. I castled, and he did A6, which was just kind of a nonsense move, which right now he's a little bit of a tiny advantage, but A6 is like, all right, you just gave up the initiative, and now I get to control the shots. Now this was a really fun sequence. It's not, again, good, but it's really fun. He takes here, and then I don't have to take back for so many moves because I have just the silly sequence. Knight takes check, bishop takes check, king moves away, and then I take with the g-pawn, which double stacks him, but it allows me eventually to get my king over, get my rook in the game, and yes, this bishop is going to be trapped, but like it's going to be trapped, and then I'm going to have a rook here. That was my logic, at least. So he took, great, pushes, takes, and I'm getting everything I want. Now, this was important because I thought I can't allow this because this really is going to force me to get rid of my queen. So I need to start with this, take the bishop, and then don't take the bishop, move the king over. Because I just thought, okay, if he takes this, and I check, and then he does this, like immediately, if my king's still here, that's going to suck. So I can't take, obviously, but I also like can't move back because then he's just going to put his queen up, and I'm losing the attack. So I started with this, he takes, I take, he takes, and I needed to get my queen to a square that is going to be attacked. He does this, which was a good move. Get my bishop, my rook in there, check. Now, again, keep in mind I'm losing. It's like a +2 for black, but he does there, which is fine. The engine likes this move, but it also really liked this move, which I don't understand. I thought this would have been way better because this was just like, dog, you let me do this. And what I was hoping was going to happen is takes, can't take with the queen because this is really annoying. So you have to take with this, and then I was like, what are you going to do? You have to move the queen. Now, unfortunately, the engine basically says you can get out of it with this, but I was like, I don't think he was going to see that. And I'm going to lose anyway, so I have to win. So can't take it with the queen. What ended up happening was I pushed, and he did this move, which was the losing move. And it pushes me just straight into the clear for the win, basically. And so take here, because you can't do this, because what happens is what I do first is I check here. And there's no good way to stop it. You can't stop with this because, well, first of all, I can just do this, and that's disgusting. But also, I can just start by taking this, and then at this point, like it's. I've got a queen for 2 rooks, but I have a rook for his knight, and I've got an extra pawn, so it's winning. So take with a knight, and I was like, there's got to be something here. So I played the best move, the only move that keeps up the advantage. I looked at this for a long time, but that doesn't work. Take the rook. Engine wants him to do is rook takes e6, but I was like, how can this not be good? Like, how is this? This is so good. And apparently it's fine because it just happens, and it's just a classic 2 rooks for a queen situation. I'm winning, but at what cost? So took right there. So you can take and do the queen trade, but he didn't want to do it. He did the move that doesn't force the queen trade, which is rook e8 there. And at this point, I was like, all right, I'm going for the kill. I see the kill. I take first because I kind of forget the reason why. well, if you do this, this happens. And I was just like, all right, if you allow me to get a queen trade, I'm going to win because there's 3 pawns over here and 3 pawns over here. So I was like, all right, that's winning. So I was like, let me just simplify at this point. And then I was like, all right, this has got to be great. Do rook d1 check, and he has 2 options. He can't move to these squares. This is where he like blundered. You can't move to this square. You can't move to this square. Well, you can move to this square, but you lose. You need to move to this square, which is foul and ugly. And I actually didn't see a way to win at this point, which was interesting because I was like, I don't have any checks left. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. So I was a little bit like, ooh, I hope he doesn't find that move because, like, yeah, I'll probably exchange all my pieces off, but I don't know how I'm supposed to win this. But unfortunately, he instead opted for this, and it just falls to a simple mate in 2. And the game was over.